All right. Hey, how you doing, Rich?
Good. What's up, Ramiro? What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the iHeart Gaming and Rich Maddie podcast. We call it the Line in the Heart podcast. We appreciate you
Yeah,
all
what's
for
up,
coming
dudes?
through to watch this episode.
Yeah, we see you, Justin MK, in the comments. Is a Yoy commenting on every episode.
Oh yeah, our favorites. Our favorites. We definitely appreciate you guys watching.
Um. Anyway, so me and you had the exact same issue last week in two different ways, though.
Yeah.
In the last episode, we were having issues with the microphone, and we
Mm-hmm.
just found out that was because your Windows decided to switch your microphone.
Yup. Check your
Which
settings, guys, before you start recording. Lesson learned.
so so the exact same thing happened to me during the week though with DOA 6. I was trying to get DOA 6 to run on PC because I fucking hate the way Steam sales work because it's $64 on Steam.
Jeez.
Yeah, no, I bought it and then I was just like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like a minute later, I was like regretting my decision. I was like, man, I just paid $60 for DOA. I was like, I probably should have just waited a few weeks. But then I was trying to get this recording done or whatever. Anyway, so I bought it, launched it. It was working fine. The next day, it was running at like sub 30 frames per second. I couldn't figure out why, and I was
Oh.
on the Discord group, and I was trying to message people on Twitch, trying to figure out what was going on. At least people that I knew that played PC on it,
Mm-hmm.
and the exact same thing happened that you happened after like 4.5 hours of talking to these people on the DOA 6 Discord. Um, it turns out that Windows decided to change the graphics card for it from Nvidia to Intel.
What the
So
hell?
yeah, I don't know why. So normally it was like where it said graphics card, it was just default. But then on the Windows side, like in the system settings, the default graphics card for whatever reason switched from Nvidia to Intel.
What the hell? So it was trying to use like your processor or something?
Which is
What
why
the
it wasn't running at more than 30 FPS. And yeah, I
damn.
switched it and literally worked immediately afterwards. But it's so similar to that microphone thing where like you're just
Yeah.
like what your microphone was set more than likely to default, but in the system, whatever the default microphone was, it switched it to something else.
Yeah.
It's a Windows problem. It's fucking annoying, is what it is.
Hell yeah, dude. How's the
Anyway,
rest of
how's
your
your
week
week?
been?
Oh,
Yeah, since you're already on it. Go ahead, man.
well, so other than like troubleshooting that and really troubleshooting a lot of stuff too, I uninstalled and reinstalled OBS. It was working fine. I haven't done a string test with it. I've only done offline recordings.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't done a screen capture test yet. I was just doing different recordings from my PS4 at different settings, and I was doing the game recording because it's got a little thing where you can capture like direct gameplay,
Right.
which I don't like it because it fucks up with the aspect ratio of the game. Like
Okay.
I get like a small black bar at the top of the game, so which means that when I'm editing, I'd have to crop it out. But I don't like that because it fucks with the ratio. It fucks with the resolution of it and all that stuff. But
I
anyway,
get
other
you.
than that, it was okay. That was fine. It's more of a pain in the ass than anything. But hey, everything's working. I got the green screen mod working in the game. I'm gonna do
Mm-hmm.
hopefully some fun and cool shit with it. We'll see what happens. Um, like realistically, with that green screen mod, if I wanted to, I can make it look like any DOA 6 character is ordering something at Starbucks, which I would like to do.
Oh, is that one of your ideas for a
It
skit?
was one of my ideas for Soul Calibur 6, but there was so much was going into it, and just didn't pan out.
What would
Um,
Mila order at Starbucks?
I don't know. She's a MMA fighter, so probably a protein egg sandwich and like almond milk, something with almond milk. The protein box, the one with the eggs, the grapes, and the crackers. It's
Yeah,
like $8. You're barely getting any food.
that sounds about right.
I hate that. I love Starbucks. Dude, before this pandemic stuff, I would fucking go to Starbucks almost every day and just stay there for hours and just work on shit on my laptop or learn how to do stuff. I
Yeah,
miss doing that
man. I know there
because
was
I
a lot
can't
of people
focus
who
at
were
home.
like hardcore Starbucks people. Like at my job, we had an Illy's Cafe, and people were just like, "No, I need Starbucks. I don't want Illy's. I want Starbucks." I'm like,
See
"Hey,
that
hey, all right, this is down the street."
people, yeah, you're just like just walk down there. Those people are a little bit too much for me because I don't think they have their best coffee. I just like a lot of the environment inside the restaurant.
Yeah, it does
I
have a
think
good
it's
vibe.
cool. Yeah, like yeah, that's exactly the vibes, good vibes. Because you can go there. I love going there. What I used to love doing, which I didn't do a whole lot, but I did like doing it with the people I did it with, was like hang out with some people, maybe go watch a movie, and then like later at night, like before it closes, like 10 o'clock, maybe like 8 to 10, is just chill and talk at the Starbucks on the one of their outdoor patios for a while.
Oh yeah, man. Before the pandemic hit, that sounds like that's gonna be a tagline for everything. Before the pandemic hit, but yeah,
Dude,
before the pandemic hit, we used to go to the movies to see like every comic book movie or like horror movie, and then right after we would just go to like Chevy's or some restaurant and have a good time. Bonefish Grill, tropical smoothie, whatever was in the area. It's always a good time to do that, man.
yeah, I don't mind restaurants, but sometimes I just get too full at restaurants, and I just want like a big like drink and just like sipping on that for a while. But
Yeah.
I don't do really alcohol, so I don't like big alcoholic drinks.
Hmm.
But just like a good drink. But oh yeah, but back to Starbucks. If anyone likes espresso, dude, Dunkin' Donuts fucking kills it with their all of their espresso shit. Like,
Oh
d-
yeah, I forgot about
Dunkin'
Dunkin'
Donuts
Donuts.
is a fucking sleeper right now. You have no idea. They have good. All their breakfast shit is fucking delicious.
Oh yeah, it
Uh,
is. Their sandwiches are fire.
Yeah. If you are lucky and you got kolaches at your Dunkin' Donuts, which is only in select areas of the USA, their kolaches are the best shit out there. It's my favorite kolache out there. Like fuck the kolache factory. I'm going straight to Dunkin'.
Dude, they got good chai lattes too.
They got good chai
Yeah,
lattes.
they're great chai
Dude,
lattes.
they also have a donut. My favorite donut ever because it's gonna sound dumb, but it's mostly air on the inside, but it's so fluffy. It's called the
The
French
croissant.
cruller.
Oh, the
Not the
croissant
croissant,
donut.
but it's made similar to the croissant. The inside of it is made very similar to the croissant, but it's called the French cruller, and it's fucking good, man.
Dude, they had these strawberry croissant donuts there. I was
Yeah,
like in heaven. They need to bring
yeah,
them
dude.
shits back. They were
Dude,
so good.
and you know what my favorite thing about Dunkin' Donuts is that one, the coffee I think is just better than Starbucks. Their all their iced drinks that have like vanilla and caramel, all that shit tastes way better too. It has way more flavor. Like if you go to Starbucks, it tastes more like subdued. Like they're pushing down the flavor. Like they don't want you to have as much flavor. But you go to Dunkin's, it's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. Um,
It's close to the flavor. There you go. There it
it
is,
reminds me
folks.
of it reminds me of SpongeBob SquarePants going like, "Are you feeling it now?"
You feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
Yeah, exactly. But the other cool shit that I like about Dunkin' is that Dunkin' thinks forward, like fucking forward. Sometimes you go to Starbucks and you're just like, man, I would love a place to sit, but there's not enough places to sit. Or sometimes you go to Starbucks and you're like, man, I would really love to be able to plug in my phone or my computer, but like I can't plug it in anywhere because the Starbucks only has 4 outlets for whatever reason. Dunkin', they
Ouch.
have an outlet at every table, and some of them even have outlets and like on the outside of the restaurant.
Dude, your Dunkin' is advanced. The one I used to go to did not have all that.
Oh, really? Yeah, it might have been some of the newer ones because the only ones because I only started going to Dunkin' like 3.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I was
that's
just
not too
like
far back.
one morning, like I used to have this job at pest control, and every Friday morning they would give us donuts. Like I don't know if they do that at your job where sometimes maybe somebody will bring you donuts or something.
Usually it's me. I'm the donut guy.
Oh, it's a real Chad move. It's a power move.
Not so much. Everyone's vegan now or gluten free, so it doesn't pan out like it used to in the 90s.
But so yeah, so I got tired of those donuts really fast, and so towards the end before I left, I started kind of looking out at different breakfast foods because normally I wouldn't eat breakfast, let alone like fast foodish breakfast areas like ever. The only
Hmm.
breakfast foods I would ever eat is like IHOP or Denny's.
Both good.
Yeah, IHOP, bomb ass nachos. I work there. I know it. Good nachos, good spaghetti.
Mm.
Um, but I went to to Dunk. Oh, dude.
That's what you get drinking that soda, boy.
Dude, drinking that soda and talking too fast. So I went to Dunkin's and I had one of their donuts and I was like, man, this tastes like way better. Why the fuck are we getting these shitty donuts? But yeah, other than me missing Starbucks during my week, so your go-to game is Dead by Daylight, right? More or less.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of that.
It's your game as a service for the most. Everyone has a game as a service at this point.
I do.
Whether it's Overwatch or Siege or For Honor, I guess, whatever you want to play.
I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, well, mine is Apex Legends. Season 6 just dropped last week.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really play it at all last week. I played like maybe an hour and a half. I've been playing it a lot this week. Dude, bomb-ass season. Unfortunately, too many people are complaining about it, and I feel like they're going to make bad changes next season.
Oh, that's guaranteed.
Because everyone's like, oh, the season's too hard, man. It's like, now all the sweats, it's easier to counter the sweats. They're making it easier for new people to get better.
Uh-oh.
Like dumb shit like that. Yeah, I know, right? God forbid new players get better.
Oh yeah, of course. We got to gatekeep, man. We can't let new people in.
Dude, and there's literally a strategy in Apex Legends during the map when the circle's closing. It's actually called gatekeeping. And it's when you hang out at the edge of the circle before the circle closes, and in case anyone crosses that barrier right at the end, you just shoot them right as they're walking through it.
Oh hell yeah! Easy strategies for the win.
Yeah, it's called gatekeeping. Everyone says it all the time. It's so funny. But yeah, it's so they added this new chick. She's got a little barrier. You can use it as cover. Her ult, the ults work just like Overwatch, by the way.
Yeah.
So you got an ability where you can shoot whatever. You can do that ability almost any time. And think like Moira, where like she can do a healing orb, she can do a damage orb, but her ult, she has it's the Kamehameha. But on top of that, she's got her regular fire.
Oh, sweet.
So every character has a regular fire. It's basically all the guns. Every character has special abilities. These are on cooldowns, and then every character has an ult.
Yeah.
So her ult is really rad. So the more I played her, the more I realized how cool it is, but how just unlikely you're ever going to use it. It's like in a fighting game. Let's say you have a charge character. You know those characters that have to charge?
Like Guile.
Like, let's say you have to hold this button and you have to charge. And if you land the hit after you charge the button for like 60 seconds, which is like a full match, then you will take away 80% of your character's health.
Okay.
But that's a cool ability, but what is the likelihood that you're ever going to use that ability?
Yeah, never, exactly.
Yeah, so that's kind of how our gun is. So it's a minigun. You can put it wherever you want. Anyone can use it, even bad guys. But the problem with it is that it takes time to get on the minigun, and then once you're in it, your whole back is exposed. And the minigun can only pivot in 180 degrees. So everything behind you, it's kind of SOL. And it just it's cool to use because it does so much damage. Mm-hmm. But then, like, I don't know, after playing her and trying to get it done in a battle, you're just like, man, like, when everything's moving so fast, good luck trying to actually get it out.
Yeah, that sounds like Balrog, but at least Balrog's power is actually useful in Street Fighter 4. You could charge the turnaround punch, and if you clock someone with it, you could take like 80% of their life, depending on how long you charged it.
Hildy had in Soul Calibur 5, she had this one move where if you charged it for a full 30 seconds, and keep in mind, the longest a match goes is 90 seconds in that game. I guess a round. But in the round, if you were to hold this button for a full 30 seconds, so if you can get this off before you die, and while you're doing that, while you're holding that button, you got to duck, jump, block, guard impact, and all this other stuff in Soul Calibur that inflict damage, I guess, if you can. Mm-hmm. Like, you have to hold this button and do literally everything else in the game. But if you pull it off, it does actually do 70% damage, and I think if it's a counter hit, it's like 80% damage.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, but so she's cool. Her barriers are cool. Her ult is like one of those things where it's like, it's cool in concept, but good luck if you ever use it effectively. Like, you would have to sneak up behind someone, and they would not, and they would have to be so focused on something else that they don't hear you setting it up, and then they don't have to. They have to ignore the wind up of the gun, so that you can actually use it, because it's got a long wind up. The other stuff they introduced into Apex was like introduced a crafting system, which reminds me a little bit of like it's a little bit like Fortnite-esque, which is what some people don't like.
Yeah.
Where there's this currency around the map, you pick it up, you go to one of these little booths, and then when you go there, you can make a gun, you can level up your armor, you can make like level up your backpack. You can do a lot of cool stuff. I like it because it takes some of the RNG out of it. But some people don't like some of the better players, I guess, don't like it.
Okay.
Because God forbid you give noobs a gun.
Yeah.
And then the other major update they did is that whenever you get off the airplane, you start with shields already. So everybody automatically starts with shields. Even if you don't have a shield, you can level up to get a shield just by doing damage. And if you get a level 1 shield, it just levels up even faster by doing more damage. But some people don't like that. So I don't know, man. That's the kind of shit that makes me not want to play a game, is when communities kind of start getting toxic like that. It's the same thing with Overwatch, which is why I don't play it as much.
Yeah. I can see that, but I mean, see how the changes pan out.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, but that was it for my week. How was your week?
Oh, pretty good, man. We did a whole lot of work delivering food to everyone. Took some to the homeless shelter. I'm playing a whole lot of Dead by Daylight this weekend. I didn't have too much time to like play during the week, but the weekend I definitely played a bunch of Dead by Daylight.
That Instagram stories was really funny. The one where you're like, "What the fuck is all this? We have to move to this shit."
Yeah, man.
It was just you going through like 4 rooms, like looking at it.
Dog. Like after we had like made 100+ sandwiches and dropped them off to this business, they were like, "All right, now you got to help this guy go move some stuff from one storage facility to another storage facility." I'm like, that sounds like storage facilities with extra steps, but okay. We'll do this. So we get there and I look and I'm like, bro, where did you get all of this shit?
Yeah, it's just random shit too.
Yeah, I'm like, where did you get all of this? And he's like, man, like 20 years of the catering business, you know, I've just acquired a bunch of stuff. And I'm like, and you just came here and had 3 full freaking storage units full of catering shit, and it's like heavy stuff, dog.
Yeah,
we got like a good 2 trucks done. We were just like, you know what, we got to go back and finish cooking the rest of the stuff to go give to the other businesses. I'm like, this is too much.
Were you guys sweating a lot?
Yes.
So it wasn't AC controlled?
No, the inside of the place was, but the outside, not so much.
Nah, going between like 60 degrees and then like 100 outside.
Yes, a lot of it.
Yeah, that's rough. That's you're gonna be having a that's a sweaty back, man. That's a sweaty back.
But in Dead by Daylight, they have a new killer out called, I think this name is the Blight. He's on the public test beta. I didn't try him because you can only do that on PC, and I didn't feel like downloading it because I'm lazy. So I tried out some new killers like the Hag. Who else did I try out? I've been using Michael Myers. I leveled him up a little bit. Oh, the Plague, the chick who throws up on people. I've been using her.
I think I came in during one of your streams and I saw that and I was like, what the fuck is this thing?
Yeah, I was puking on people. It was fun.
Yeah, I was just like, this is just, I don't like it the way that character looks, how they walk, or any of that shit. This thing looks so dumb.
And,
it looks so dumb.
I use the Doctor. The Doctor is really good. He's like, easy mode as shit, but yeah, he's fine.
You know what the Plague reminds me of? There was this old ass fighting game for the N64 called Dark Rift?
Dark Rift?
Was it called? Yeah, for N64. Yeah. So you can look it up if you want right now. So it's called Dark Rift, and it had there's a character in this game that's like an alien chick that reminds me a lot of that character. Initially, I thought that was her, actually. God, I think her name is like Devora or something. But every time I see like a character kind of like that one in Dead by Daylight, or in what's it called, or in who's that bug chick in Mortal Kombat? The new one?
Devora.
Oh, is that actually her name?
Yeah. Oh, that's who you're talking about. Yeah.
No. That's someone totally different. Looks a lot like her. I don't like it.
Oh,
Okay. I think her name is Demonica.
Demonica?
N64. N64 names here. Yeah, look up Dark Rift, N64 Demonica, and dude, that character looks a lot like that. Also, by the way, this is N64, so um, these graphics
Yeah.
suck, but yeah,
No, I
that's
see it
initially
here.
who I thought who that was.
Yeah,
By the way, this game sucks. I hated it playing it growing up. It's one of the few
looks
N64 games we had.
similar.
I hated it, dude.
Yeah, this game looks like ass cheeks.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking terrible. Talk about games that it's a fighting game. It was a 3D fighter. Everyone used weapons. It was almost like a proto Soul Calibur,
Yeah, it looks like Terror Dome.
but it's like, man, did it just we just could not understand how to play this goddamn game, dude. Me and my like 8-year-old cousins, we couldn't figure out how you do combos. We couldn't figure out what you do. I remember one time I was using the guy with the gun, and he threw a grenade, and that was the coolest shit ever, and we never could reproduce it. Yeah, fuck this game. Fuck this. Get it away from me.
It looks like trash. Oh, there, and then I played DOA 6 for a bit. I was messing around with Hayate and who's a guy with the faux hawk, Diego. I was hanging
Yeah.
out in Ozone stream. I'm like, I'm gonna take your character and use him. And I got like drunk as shit. And then Bookster was like, "Yo, I'm drunk. Let's play some DOA." And I was like, "Hell yeah, let's fight." So we were both just picking Diego and just like doing charge punches. It was pretty stupid, but it was a lot of fun.
Dude, next time, if you ever want to get like drunk with a friend on stream, you should try out Fall Guys.
Fall Guys. Yeah, I saw
It's on
Metu playing it earlier. I was gonna hop
Dude,
on, but then I was like, nah.
if you haven't downloaded, download it now before the month ends because it's free for PS Plus members.
Yeah, I gotta download it. I just
Okay,
haven't
cool.
played
No,
it yet. Yeah.
dude, now that's a game where I like playing with my friends, and that's a good game where just you're all playing your own game, but it's all on the same map. If it's a team based game, you're on the same team, and
Hmm.
then you just kind of just like sip on your rum and coke and just like play the night away, just making dumb jokes and shit. That is such
Yeah,
a fun game to do that with.
I was watching it. And I'm like, I see it. It's like a game show, and you do all this MXC type shit. I'm like, all
The
right.
game show shit, dude, I didn't even realize it was like a game show until way later.
I mean,
I thought it was more
it's
like
mini
Mario
games.
Party. I was just
It is, yeah. It's definitely similar to Mario Party.
yeah. Well, I didn't realize they were going for like the game show thing until like way later. Like I watched a YouTube on some strategies, and I was like, oh, it's a show. And then I looked at I started up the game, and I looked at it, and it's like, oh yeah, you can leave the show, you can start the show. And I was like, oh man, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's what they mean. And I think like season two's already coming for Fall Guys. It's
I don't know.
crazy.
Dude, but it's a fun game. I'll play it with you if you want. But it's it's a that is a game you want to play with as many people as possible. One of my favorite things is like you have 4 people on there, and if all 4 of you can make it to the end of the finish line, just start trolling people and grabbing everybody.
Yeah, that's some kind of shit I would like to do. Knocking
Yeah.
people off
Or
looks fun.
I did it. You could totally. Okay, so have you seen the fruit game on it yet?
Yeah, the one with the cards, and it's like a
Uh,
platform, and then it like falls.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So one thing you can do there is that nobody in that game mode starts moving until they see somebody else moving because not everyone can remember where the fruits are.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing that me and my friends did is that we when they during the third round of that game where they put 4 fruit out, we ran to one side of the square where we knew it was not going to be it, and then decided to run back, and we got a whole bunch of people to follow us. And then we ran back to our square. We were safe, and then like 7 people got eliminated.
It's such a MXC type shit.
Dude, it is such a good game to play with other people. Like especially with other people. By yourself, unless you're into platforming games, I wouldn't recommend playing it by yourself. Some people are into that.
Mm-hmm.
But as if you got another friend, even if they don't play video games, and that's always the best part is when you see people that don't play video games play that game. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it looks like it's
Oh,
enjoyable for everybody.
speaking about DOA 6, so yesterday when I was recording some footage, I was
Yeah.
playing it, And dude, I went on a 11 game win streak with using Mila, and I was like, fuck yeah.
Oh yeah,
Just
nice. Did you rank up?
yeah, I got my B minus rank, but I think that's probably gonna go back down.
Oh man, you'll
Every
be
time I
alright.
pick up a new character, it goes back down. So
Oh yeah, that's true. That is very
yeah, so
true.
I'm gonna pick up a new character after this video's over, and just I already know who it's gonna be. It's just I'm just like, oh shit, man, this shit's gonna it's gonna go back down. It always goes fucking back down.
Oh, that's all right.
All
It
right,
was the same thing.
but
I
yeah,
played Christie. I went back down to like B minus. I got to A. I went back down to like B minus when I picked up Ayane, but then I shot back up.
yeah, but I mean, every on the bright side, I'm not getting any like hate mail on the PSN, which is
For now.
fantastic. Yeah,
For now.
unless I go start up Overwatch, which I might do after this, because I've been like feeling like playing Overwatch recently,
Hmm.
and fuck, man, I don't know what it is about Overwatch, but people fucking get salty on Overwatch.
Yeah, definitely.
I have
Ready to
no
get
idea
into
why.
some gaming shit?
Yeah, before all the Overwatch players come in here, I want to be Tracer. I'm already Winston.
I'm already Genji. I
I hate
love
that
that
song. All
song.
right. Yeah, what do you want to talk about first?
Hell yeah, man. What's on the list? Oh, hell yeah.
A
Gotham
lot of stuff.
Knights. Dude, I am excited for this game. Super excited.
So it looks really cool. I like that they have the Red Hood in there. He's probably my favorite.
Yes.
I think he might be my favorite DC character. I really like his origin story a
Hell
lot.
yeah, dude. Jason Todd. I love Jason Todd. I love Red Hood so much. I just love his
Yeah,
backstory. I love his rage. But it's so
yeah,
justified. And I love it.
yeah. And it's cool that they did something else with that character because I always got confused by the concept of two Robins. And I was like, okay, I know eventually I think he becomes Nightwing. And I was like, well, there's this other Robin. And then I was like, I never, like, it was always confusing to me when I was growing up. So when they introduced the Red Hood, I was just like, oh, this is cool. I like this a lot. So you give him something else to do.
Yeah. Always love
Um,
Red Hood. I love the.
I don't know what that game's gonna be though. It's because it's not gonna be in the Arkham universe as far as I know.
No, it's not. It's definitely not made by Rocksteady, so.
Yeah, so it looks a lot like those Batman Arkham games though.
Yeah, it does take
Like
a lot
it
from
has
them.
yeah, it has a lot of those aesthetics, but I legit don't know how it's gonna play. Like in my mind, I was watching some of the gameplay. Oh, not some of the gameplay, but the trailer for it, and I
Hmm.
was just like, I was thinking like, is this trying to be like the Square Enix Avengers game?
No, I don't think it is. I think that's more. This is more of like role playing, story based, and then the Avengers is more like loot and shoot, but it has a story in it. Not a shooter, but definitely like a loot type of game, like Destiny. Yeah.
So, what do you think this is gonna be then? Like, what do you think the game's gonna be? Because you know more about all this Batman. I haven't played a single Batman game, dude.
You didn't
Not one
play
of
any
those
of the
Arkham
Arkham
games,
series? Okay. Well, the
dude. I
Arkham
didn't have a
series.
PS3 when all that stuff was coming. I wanted it. Don't get me wrong, I wanted it. And I think at one point I bought Arkham City,
Mm-hmm.
and then just still didn't have a PS3, and then just sold it or gave it to one of my cousins or something.
Oh, they're definitely worth playing, man. At least the second one.
I'll play them at one point. I mean, I remember liking the intro to Arkham Asylum a lot, where
Yeah.
you're walking with the Joker. I
Arkham
thought that was
Asylum
really
was really good. It's a fun
yeah. I
game.
remember liking it a lot. It was during the time when I just didn't have a PS3, and I didn't have a PS3 for a lot of years, and I just it just slipped.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're basically just Batman, and it's kind of like a RPG elemented Batman. Like you can explore as you progress. You get more gadgets. You can level up, do better attacks, string together more combos. You can use your utilities and combos too. It's pretty good.
So is it like Metroid,
Yeah, you could say it's similar to a Metroid style game as
where
far as
like you get new
progression
abilities,
goes.
and those new abilities let you explore new areas?
Absolutely. Yep.
Okay. Okay, cool. That's cool.
Yeah, there
I
might be
like
a
that in
little bit of that. I don't think it's gonna do it as much as Arkham did. If they do it, I think this one's gonna be more like you progress through like levels with friends, or you can just kind of play it by yourself, and the bots will take over.
Interesting. But yeah, that looked really cool. That was just a really cool trailer. It was, it's one of those things that more game companies, I think, or at least not game companies, but not Marvel, comic book companies should do is like lean into the rest of your cast.
Yeah, I'm
Let them
glad that they
hold up the property.
made a game that just features the Bat Family. I've wanted that for so long because they're so cool. They're like just the coolest DC characters. I'm like, I've always wanted to take control of them in like an Arkham style game. So it's just perfect. You get Barbara, you get Dick, you get Damian, Jason now, and they're probably gonna play different. So
Damian is such a joke. Damian is such a goddamn joke.
I like him. He's a little asshole. That's my guy.
I hate that character. I hate that character so goddamn much.
And I loved him in Injustice too. He was the shit. I liked him.
I didn't even know he was in Injustice.
Yeah, he was Robin in Injustice too. Red Hood was in there too.
Oh, I didn't know. Oh, Injustice 2, I didn't play that one. I played the first one.
Oh, wow, you missed out. Injustice 2 was actually really good. I like that game more than Mortal Kombat 11.
Mortal Kombat?
Yeah.
Dude, I liked it a lot. I was just kind of... Nobody I knew played it, which made me not want to play it.
Oh, that sucks, man. I still have it, so...
I'll probably get... I mean, at this point, I think I'd probably just give Injustice 3 a shot, because it's... Actually, I don't even know what they're going to do with that, because that company's being sold as well, NetherRealm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if they were working on it right now.
Yeah. I mean, I like that rotation they got going on of Injustice and Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that they announced was the Suicide Squad game. That one's actually released by Rocksteady.
Yeah. It looks very cool.
That one I actually got hyped way more than the Gotham Knights. I was like, oh, this is cool. I was like, I love this King Shark take. I like it a lot.
Yeah, King Shark looks interesting.
The comedy of it reminded me so much of the that Harley Quinn cartoon that's really popular right now.
Yes.
Have you seen clips of that show?
Oh, I've watched the whole first season. I think I watched
my
the first
favorite
episode.
Character in that whole show is Bane. Because it's Mexican Spanish looking Bane, but they give him that stupid Russian accent.
I love
from
Bane.
The Dark Knight Rises, and he's just talking in all these metaphors all the time.
Yeah, he's always like, I wanted the fish, I didn't want the meat.
Yeah, the reckoning of Gotham is coming. The reckoning.
I got these minions fair and square. Go find your own, Harley.
You can't use my credit card. You cannot use it. It's so good. It's so I love the I was watching clips of that a while back ago, and I was like, oh, this is great. Like, they got all the best parts of Bane. I like this a lot.
I'm still surprised that DC greenlit that show, because that show is fucking hilarious, and they just go balls to the wall with everything.
I think great. It also recently, I think DC for the most part, after their failed DCEU, I think they're really leaning into that whole like, oh, we just got a whole bunch of properties, let's just do stuff with them.
They should, and I'm glad they are, because it's working. Like, this game, this Rocksteady game looks sick. It looks fun. The graphics look really good. Like, they made Boomerang look tight. Captain Boomerang looks cool as shit in that. Like, he's teleporting around throwing the boomerang. Like, he looks cool.
Yeah, and not only that, but like they also DC is just, we'll talk about it later with the new Batman stuff, but like, I really like everything they're doing right now.
Yeah,
it's cool.
They're definitely on a roll.
Oh, and right before the podcast started, it is confirmed that Suicide Squad game does take place in the Arkham Asylum universe.
Yeah, it looks like who is it? Brainiac landed, and he's kind of like warped the mind of like Superman and the Justice League, so you have to take them out.
Probably, it's always Brainiac. Like, if I feel like anytime they need to take down Superman, it's always Brainiac or some shit like that.
Yeah.
He's mad.
I wonder if we're actually gonna kill some members of the Justice League. That would be fun.
I think they should do that. They should lean into that.
Hell yeah, man! Just make it end. We can just fucking shoot Superman. That'd be fun as hell. When do you get a chance to ever do that?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, my biggest criticism of freaking Superman is he's too much of a Boy Scout.
Oh yeah, well, everyone says that, you know.
Yeah, but that's why I like Man of Steel, because he wasn't as much of a Boy Scout.
Yeah, that movie was awesome. I liked it. Some
Yeah.
people didn't, but I thought it was pretty cool. Look, some people were mad at Gotham Knights. They were like, "Man, Gotham Knights looks trash," and then they were like, "Suicide Squad looks like trash." And I'm like, "You just wanted another Arkham game." Like, this
Yeah.
is why I'm like, we need people to take risk and do different types of games because I don't want to have the same stuff over and over again. So I'm glad that they're
Yeah.
doing these games. They look interesting.
Like the best example of like games that do something like, okay, so Legend of Zelda, since Ocarina of Time, let's see, Majora's Mask, Windward Sword, Twilight Princess. Yeah, those four games are very similar to each other.
They are. They are.
Like outside of aesthetics, those games do not really do many different things.
Not too
In fact,
different.
both Wind Waker and Twilight Princess tried to pay a lot of homages to Ocarina of Time, just in two different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like all those games are very, very, and Majora's Mask literally just reuses the assets of Ocarina of Time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like if you want to talk about like, you want studios to move away from that because when they don't innovate, then properties get somewhat stale. And then, but then what's interesting with Legend of Zelda is that you have like the Skyward Sword where they were trying to do innovating, which is cool because the Wii remote, the mechanics of the Skyward Sword is really cool. Also, the last 10 minutes of that game are the best in any Zelda game. Like, mwah,
Oh,
perfect.
I never played it, so don't spoil
Oh,
it.
dude, it's absolutely like it's one of those like, whoa,
Which is
whoa.
weird because I played everything else: Majora's
Now,
Mask, Ocarina of Time, Twilight
Skyward
Princess,
Sword.
Breath of the Wild.
Mm-hmm. Skyward Sword is probably one of the least played Zelda games, just because
Yeah, it wasn't
the
on the
barrier
Wii
of
U.
entry. It was on the Wii.
The Wii?
Yeah,
Or
it
was
came out
it?
like the year before the Wii U came out.
Oh, yeah, it did. You're right. You're right.
But Skyward Sword is just so it's really cool. It has the best Zelda out there too, outside of the one from Breath of the Wild. But even I think the Zelda and Skyward Sword is way better, just way more personality.
That's a bold statement because most people say
Dude, it's so much more
Twilight
personality. And then,
Princess or Ocarina of Time.
like Twilight Princess did a really good job of like trying to make cutscenes happen in Zelda games.
Mm-hmm.
And then Skyward Sword did a way better job. They gave like a lot more of their characters like expressions and stuff.
Okay.
Like Link is like really emoting and stuff. And then they just did a good job. The only thing I don't like about Skyward Sword is that it really takes that like Metroidvania approach of like, oh, you have a new ability, now go to all the old areas and use that ability and see what secrets you can find.
That's yeah.
Yeah, so it tried doing that like, oh, well, you can go anywhere you want as you're progressing through the game. It's just, but it's still holding you back a little bit in a way that Breath of the Wild kind of doesn't.
Yeah, I'd say my favorite so far is probably Majora's Mask.
Yeah, Majora's Mask is my favorite for sure.
Yeah, I like changing
I
into
like
the
that
different
game.
races, and I like the story a lot. It was really dark, but it was cool, interesting.
Yeah, super cool. Yeah, but I mean, for me, as far as story goes, it's Majora's Mask, Skyward Sword, Ocarina, Twilight. I mean, no, Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and then I don't know where to put Breath of the Wild. I haven't played it yet.
Oh, it's good. It's
Yeah.
fun.
But
Yeah.
dude, if you go back and you play Twilight Princess, like that is a game that's a little bit longer than it should be.
It's good though. I really like the story in that game.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just one of those things where like I just think Zelda just doesn't innovate enough. It reminds me a lot of those Arkham games where you have Arkham 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And then when they try doing innovation, some people don't like it. When they try innovating in other ways, some people might like it. I think with the Suicide Squad games, it's gonna be one of those. It's gonna be one of those trajectories where people do like it.
Yeah, I hope so. Because I hope we get more different things like that. It doesn't necessarily have to be Suicide Squad, but maybe Justice League or some other squad, Teen Titans, whatever.
Yeah, I thought that. Yeah, for the rumor, the longest time is that they were working on a Justice League game. I guess that's technically true.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then let's see what else is here. What is this Black Myth Wukong? I have no idea what the hell this is about.
Did you watch this trailer for this game?
No, I saw the picture, and the only thing I can think of is like Because I copy and paste that and just put it in the search bar, and I was like, "What is this?" And it's is it like the actual story of Goku? Because that's the only thing I
Yeah,
can think of.
I think the Monkey King.
Yeah, yeah, which is what Dragon Ball was originally based off of before it
Right.
went into all of its adventures.
Let me
And the
just
only
say
reason
this. This is like
yeah,
the most next gen game I've ever seen. The trailer for this game is
mm,
fucking nuts. Like the graphics look insane. The gameplay looks insane. And then the director comes out and he like responds to everyone's just amazement at this trailer. He's like, "Oh, you haven't seen anything yet. That was kind of trash. That's just pre-alpha footage. Game's going to be a lot better in like maybe a year or 2 years time, something like that." And I was like, "Dude, that's a bold statement because I'm like that trailer is just crazy. It's beautiful. Like when you see the boss fight, the boss just is beautiful. Just everything about that game is just nuts. I don't believe that. Just watch the trailer. There's no
all right,
way this game will be
I'm
that
playing in the
good.
background. I wonder how do the graphics in this game compare to Fast and the Furious Crossroads? Bold of Bandai Namco to release a PS3 game in this current generation.
Yikes. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, this game looks really cool. Actually, reminds me a little bit of Devil May Cry.
Yeah, it's definitely got the hack and slash, like stylus hack and slash, and
Yeah.
you can get other people's weapons, and it kind of like changes your move set and your like tools a little bit.
Oh yeah,
And
this is definitely like Devil May Cry. Oh yeah, this is gonna be cool.
yeah, and it's made by ex Tencent employees. So it's
Oh
pretty
really?
interesting. Yeah.
Hmm. Wonder why they left.
Yeah, but I like you. I saw the picture and I was like, oh, this is gonna be like another Monkey King game, like Enslaved or something like that. And then I watched it and I'm like, no, this looks amazing.
Yeah, it's that character. The main character's name is gonna be Goku. Watch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then it's a whole bunch of Goku memes are gonna come out.
Yeah, but it's a
That's what
OG
people do now.
story of Goku. It's like Devil May Cry, but with Asian deities.
All right, what's this Mortal Shell stuff?
Mortal Shell. It's another
Because
Souls-like
I
game.
that I've actually never heard of. Mortal Shells.
Yeah, I had my eye on it for a little bit. Good thing is it's only like $29.99, but it's reviewing really well. It's kind of like a Dark Souls game, but with a slight twist, kind of like every other Souls-like game.
What's the twist on this one?
You're kind of like a kind of
Oh
zombie
yeah, dude, this just
wraith-like
came out
thing.
actually. This
Yeah.
literally just came out last week.
What the game
The
Mortal
game
Shell?
Mortal, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you can switch into like different builds. Like you have your standard rogue, then you have your knight, then you have like your heavy hitter, spellcaster. I think is maybe one of them. If it's not, I think it should be. But it looks
It
like
looks
Dark
really,
Souls, but pretty polished. Looks good.
yeah. The lighting on it looks really good.
Yeah, I'd give it a try for
Wait,
$29.99.
Is Dark Souls considered janky?
It's kind of janky when I play it,
Yeah, I've never played any of the Souls games, dude.
and
None.
these graphics in Mortal Shell definitely look better than Dark Souls 3 in my opinion, and the game looks like it runs better.
Yeah, I haven't touched Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, or Demon Souls or Sekiro or most of those games. I kind of get like, I don't know if I want to play that.
No, they're fun, but I would say probably PC is best because you can get them shits like upscaled and run them at 60 frames per second. You play them on PS4, it's like 30 frames per second. It kind of sucks, but
Uh,
it's passable, I guess.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know how. I don't know. I've never really been into Dark Souls games, but then like I think about it and like I don't. There's a lot of single player games I play, but there's not that many. Like it does take me a while to get through a single player's game. Like I'm still like halfway through Bugs Flame. I'm still making my way through that. Um, it's just one thing I've noticed as I gotten older that it takes me a long fucking time to get through a single player game.
Yeah,
Especially like I was playing Death Stranding and that took me like 2 months to complete.
yeah, you were taking your time with that game.
Dude, that game it takes a while to complete that game. It's a lot of fun,
Yeah.
but it takes a while.
I still don't even understand the story of that game.
Oh, it's really good. The last dude, the last it has probably one of the best endings. Well, sort of. Parts of it, like right before the credits roll, it has like that part of the ending is probably one of the best endings I've ever seen.
Okay, I'll
Like it's
take your
just
word for it.
yeah, you get a really good like you get two characters that it does a good job of like building tension between certain characters, and then it's got that traditional uh, like Kojima plot twist which you don't see coming, and you literally don't see coming
I mean, it's
because the game's
Kojima, man.
yeah, but it predicted COVID, so I mean it's pretty
Oh my
good.
god. Okay. What's next?
Actually, there was a tweet. I think someone tweeted at Kojima, where or not Kojima, but one of the developers of Este of what's it called uh, Death Stranding, and they said we didn't predict the future. If we would have made more money. Um, but let's see. Oh yeah, you said the PS5 promotions are ramping up, which is true.
Yep.
I I have seen the TV commercial for the controller.
Yep. TV commercial. We got emails. I think there was a official PlayStation magazine. The PS4 was on that. Sorry, PS5 was on the cover of that. They had like 180 pages, and they were like, "We got 60 plus games in here." So I think hopefully we should be getting an announcement within the next coming weeks, probably a release date and some price info, which would be really nice.
Yeah. I got to start saving money and putting aside to actually buy it.
Yeah, I'm glad I've actually
But at
started
the
that.
same, yeah, but at the same time, I'm not too worried about it because I feel like they're just gonna run out at the beginning, and then it's gonna take like 2 or 3 weeks to actually get your hands on one.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And to be honest, I'm way more excited about the Xbox than I am about the PS5, just from a specs and like content creation point of view.
Hmm.
I'm just like I can do more with my capture card on the Xbox than I can with the PS5.
Yeah, but you ain't got no games.
You know,
I'll be
that's
that
true.
guy.
I also don't want to start up my subscription service like or be paying for two subscription services.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's just it's a I went dude. This wouldn't be an issue if they would just Sony would go all in on crossplay. Crossplay was holding them back.
Yeah,
Fucking
crossplay's pretty
cowards.
cool. Fucking
Fucking cowards. Um,
You
and
sound like
what's the features?
you sound like what's it?
What?
Alex Jones.
Yeah,
They're a bunch of
Cowards,
cowards. Fucking cowards.
they are, dude. Because PS4 is not really letting you release some fucking anime on that game, some lewd and rude stuff on there. They are turning a whole bunch of boys gay.
Oh my god, this guy.
It's true.
Here we go with the conspiracies. You know what's funny? When I was getting my hair done, my hairdresser was telling me there was like some conspiracy about this the social distancing. She was like, "Yeah, everyone has to stand 6 feet away so satellites can like detect everyone where they're at." I'm like, "Oh, that's what
Oh,
you think?
God.
That's what you think the social
God.
distancing for?"
So to add to that, one of my friends, he's a police officer, and he went to pull over a guy, and I'm not gonna tell the whole story because I probably shouldn't, but he went to go tell the story of a guy. A guy got pulled over, and he's like, "Hey man, what's going on?" He's like, "You want to come out?" He's like, "No, I'm not gonna come out unless there's two police officers here." So he didn't want to come out of his car. Talked to him, eventually got him to come out of his car. And go like, "Hey, so what's going on?" It's like, "Okay, here's the thing. There's an Amber Alert in Florida. It's the same. It's the same car that it's the same. They're looking for me." And he was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "I am the Amber Alert." And well, he starts talking to him a little bit more. He's like, "Man, this guy is off his head or whatever." He starts talking about QAnon,
Oh
and
no!
the media and all this stuff. And I was just like, "Oh shit!" And he's like, and the sheriff got there and they were talking to him, and they were like, you know, they were definitely de-escalating stuff for sure. But it
That's
was just one of
good.
those things where it's just like, ah shit, this dude just went from "I am the Amber Alert" to QAnon though. Let me tell you what they're doing. They're tracking me.
Everything links back to QAnon. And the worst thing is, I finally saw that like interview with Trump when the lady asked him the question. She was like, "Yeah, do you know about those people who think about you and some shadow conspiracy? You stopping pedophile rings?" And he was like, "Well, wouldn't that be a good thing? Don't you think?" And Trump just leaned straight into it. I'm like, "Come on, dude, just say so no." Like, oh my god.
Or just say next question.
Why would you feed the trolls, you ass? Like, why would you do that?
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'm pretty sure Trump is the reason why we can't have crossplay on the PS4.
Oh my god. Now QAnon is like, yes, Trump's talking directly to us. We've been right the entire time.
Don't let the Fortnite players play with each other. Don't let them. We can't have those Xbox logos popping up on our PlayStation screens.
We already got rid of Apple.
Yeah. No. Oh, actually, we can do the Apple thing right now. So, Microsoft officially released a statement that they are backing up Apple, which is
they're backing up Epic in the war against Apple.
Yeah. I got my story confused. Yeah, in the war against Apple, Microsoft is teaming up with Epic, which is I mean, it makes sense because last week we talked about how the xCloud wasn't really allowed on Apple. But to add more to the story, Apple delisted a whole bunch of games that have that are using the Epic Unreal Engine.
Yeah, the Unreal Engine, which is bad.
Which is that's I don't know, 60% of the game industry or something like that.
Yep, 100%, man.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just it's not looking good. The other thing that's kind of I don't like this part that Epic's doing is in the game of Fortnite they have a hashtag that says free Fortnite, which honestly is pretty fucking dumb because like they are a multi-billion-dollar company. It's not like they're losing.
Cringe, dude. Well,
they're just mad they're not making more money. They're already operating at a profit. They're just mad their profits aren't higher.
Yeah, that game was profitable in like the first month.
So it's like what this whole hashtag free Fortnite, and then not only that, but they're talking about free Fortnite in the open market, where you have two competing markets fighting against each other. And not only are they fighting against each other, but who are they telling free Fortnite to? Because the people playing the Fortnite are most of them are arguably teenagers.
Yeah.
That cannot affect policy on a not even on a state by state or city by city level, but like on a free market level. They cannot affect companies' individual policies, which makes no fucking sense. And then to add the cherry on top of the shit cake, the freaking Epic is also doing this with their Epic Game Store.
What? They're pulling different stuff?
No, they're literally paying for exclusives.
Oh, yeah.
They're actually they're gatekeeping the rest of the market.
Yeah, there's
just like Apple's gatekeeping them.
Yeah, there's some kind of game that's supposed to launch specifically on Epic first and then come to consoles and whatnot. I forgot what it was, but there's definitely a thing. You're right.
But it's super ironic that they're protesting and they're telling their players to protest against Apple because Apple isn't allowing Fortnite or Unreal games on their Epic store. Meanwhile, Epic is over there trying to get exclusives so that they don't allow those games on other stores.
Yeah, they're definitely
it's like the pot calling the kettle black.
A little bit, because they're doing more of like a time release. It's not just only exclusive.
Well, it's time release if the developer wants it to. We don't know because they're not fucking communicating.
Yeah.
And my point being is that these rich companies are very, very annoying right now.
Yes, they are. But I hope...
They think they are definitely holier than thou when they're clearly not.
Of course not. But I hope they get their shit together so people can play Fortnite on their iPhones, even though I don't give a flying shit about Fortnite.
We'll see what happens. I mean, if whatever happens does go through, it should make microtransactions on most apps on the Apple Store and probably Android just by de facto cheaper, actually. So I mean that's technically a good thing. It'd be better for smaller app creators because they can charge their own rates instead of adhering to Apple's rates. But
Yeah, so now
I
you
mean,
guys can get less ripped off with microtransactions. Kudos to you. You
yeah,
get a discount on buying Pokemon Dance on Fortnite and the
yeah,
Joker
exactly.
costume.
Yeah, because we live in a society.
Oh yeah, we definitely live in a society.
Society. I don't know how did that get attributed to the Joker? I just think it's so funny. Every time you see a picture of a Joker in the comment section, yes, society.
Society. We live in a society.
Um,
Have you
and
seen
then
like the whole Joker like culture? Like there's some people who really started this whole like Joker culture up after
dude,
that movie, which I still
I
haven't even
not
seen.
that, and I haven't seen the movie either. But I know plenty of people and some relatives of mine that they'll put the Joker picture as their profile picture. Anytime I see someone that has the Joker picture as their profile picture, I'm just like, this is cringe.
Oh yeah, it's pretty bad. I think we got like the low tier of like video game characters, Deadpool, anime, waifus, hentai, and then the bottom of the barrel I'd say is probably that one. Yeah, the
I would put
Joker.
hentai up much higher.
I'll put hentai up further than the Joker. I'll put the
Just
Joker
because
at the bottom.
Hentai's just funny because people always accidentally confuse it with anime.
Yeah, I mean it's the
Because
same thing. It's just anime
yeah,
porn.
yeah, yeah, but it gets confused sometimes, and I just think it's really funny when that happens.
Either way, if any of you guys have these avies minus like
Yeah,
video game characters, just know that I don't give a flying fuck about your opinion, and I probably laugh at you on
you know,
Twitter a lot.
but like the 2007 Master Chief profile icon all the time. How many people did you know that had that?
Enough,
Or
enough.
yeah, yeah. It's yeah. It's I don't know, man. Like I don't think I've ever had a profile picture of a video game character, movie, or anime character
I think I
ever.
trolled with the Dragon Ball Z one for a week on Facebook. That's
Like
about
I'm
it.
thinking really hard about this, and I really don't think I ever had that.
That's good.
I mean,
Keep it that way.
yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Like if it's part of a troll account, I don't. I was like, okay, that's part of it. That's fine. But if you're very serious about your profile, and it's not marketing, it's not trolling, it's just like it is your genuine profile.
Mm-hmm.
It's always just I don't know. Like if you're wearing it proud and you're leaning into it, I feel like it's no problem. It's the people who are kind of serious about their fandoms.
Yeah, like Dante may cry, and then you have a picture of like Sasuke. It's
Yeah,
like, oh god, here we go.
yeah. People that are way too serious about their fandoms that have those profile pictures. Those are the ones you got to worry about.
Yeah.
If it's just some dude, if it's some, because if I'm on Twitter, if I'm having an argument with somebody and the dude has a picture of Master Chief, and then if he goes into the comment section, and goes like, "Hey, the Chief is here,"
That's kind of funny.
yeah, like lean into it for
Yeah,
sure.
that's funny.
Yeah, but if it's a dude and or if he's just posting about Halo stuff, that's fine. But if he genuinely thinks if this guy is always comparing himself to Master Chief, then I would say that's an issue.
Oh yeah, they exist. They definitely do.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Um, let's see. That was Apple. What's the future game show? Because I actually don't know anything about that.
Oh, a future game show, just a showcase, kind of like Gamescom and I guess Tokyo Game Show. I think it's
Wait, is the Tokyo? When is the Tokyo Game Show?
I don't know, but it's on a I think smaller than that. You know, Devolver Digital showing up. You know, they always have them crazy fucking games, and
Oh, Tokyo Game Show is actually next month.
it is. Oh,
Yeah, from September 23 to September 27.
I didn't know that.
I mean, it's probably gonna be digital, but
Oh yeah, yeah.
uh,
Of course, it's gonna
yeah,
be
I
digital
just
now.
yeah, those were the two I ever watched was E3 and TGS on G4,
Which is coming back.
which is probably I bet you I bet you it's. I don't know why G4 never came back as a YouTube channel because they could have had the podcast game on lockdown, dude.
Yeah, and all the original content too. They could have had like a whole
Yeah, they
streaming
could have
service
had
by
all
now.
that shit on lockdown, and they just decided to go away just as YouTube is starting to get big, and then just never. And then that was at the time though when big TV companies were DMCA striking and actually suing YouTube for removing all the clips of all their shows or whatever.
Yeah, I remember they were like, "Oh, who would want a video game network?" And then like fucking Twitch pops up. It's like,
Yep. It's so funny. I love that. I love it when history goes that way. But yeah, it's they could have had, dude. Think of all the shows that they had. X-Play, Attack the Show. They could have easily turned any of those into a podcast.
yeah, like Code Monkeys, X-Play, Cheat. All them shits were fun as hell.
Code Monkeys could have been like a 5-minute YouTube show
Dude,
that they just did once a week.
I love Code Monkeys. There was like a whole year where I watched nothing but Code Monkey reruns because I was just in college. I had nothing better to do.
They just dropped the goddamn ball.
Hardcore.
Yeah, but yeah, I bet you G4 is gonna come back as like what's that? Like it's gonna be on Peacock or something. That new streaming service that, which is lame as fuck.
What if they had their own streaming service? Would that be good?
I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's just like, just start a YouTube channel and just come back as a YouTube channel. Like, why are you complicating this shit?
I don't know. Maybe they could go like the what's it, Rooster Teeth route. Have like a website and put all their content on there.
But even then, Rooster Teeth knows that they still need to upload all their stuff to YouTube.
They do.
The Daily Show, which is one of my favorite shows, they upload full episodes to YouTube now. Ever since this COVID stuff happened, thank God, because like they should have been doing that a long time ago.
Yeah.
It just makes no sense to gatekeep your own content to an archaic TV based system where you have to watch it at a very specific hour unless you have DVR, in which case you still need to look for it so you can record it at that very specific hour and then play it back later.
Well,
it's just like,
old money loves freaking keeping monopolies in business, dude. That's what they do.
Yeah,
you got to keep the investors happy.
That's why I'm so happy. Like YouTube, so many people make content on YouTube. They just take money away from all these people. Because seriously, fuck them.
Yeah, Blockbuster had the whole chance to prevent their own downfall by buying Netflix, and they were just like, "Fuck this shit."
Yeah,
late fees.
Like part of the reason why,
and they failed. Old money.
Part of the reason why DirecTV is so expensive is because so much of the NFL is kind of locked into it that they're forced to kind of raise the price on top of having the NFL ticket.
Which is funny because the NFL tells you that it's like illegal to record.
Not only that, but there's so many weird laws with the NFL. Like, if a game's playing on a local TV station, well, you're not gonna get on your cable provider. And then the same thing, if the game's playing on a cable station, you're not gonna get it on your local TV.
Yeah, so you got to get the NFL Game Pass or whatever.
And then the other thing that's annoying is that it's a fucking, I don't know how the NFL's a nonprofit. It's considered a nonprofit.
Wow, I never knew that. Are you serious?
Yeah, biggest sports industry in all of the USA, and it's considered a nonprofit.
That's just to get around some fucking tax shit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it is a nonprofit. I have no idea how they have. I don't know, like 30. I don't know how many teams they have. At least 50. There's 50 states. They have 50 teams.
Fuck out of here. I'm not talking about that.
Yeah. All right, but yeah, that's okay. That's cool. So that's a good show to look forward to. I'll keep an eye out for that next week. A lot of video game news should come out on that.
Yeah, I hope so. Sega's gonna be there. A bunch of good developers. I'm expecting something good.
Yeah, and then there's other stuff we have here is AMC and Regal movie theaters are gonna slowly open back up.
Yeah, I saw that.
Press X to fucking doubt.
I mean, they said, I checked in my specific city of DC. AMC and Regal said they were open back up on the 15th. I don't know how legit that is. I'd have to look, but they said they're adhering to new rules.
Well, they're losing money. I get it.
Of course.
But they're not going to get anybody. I think they're going to undersell their tickets. I think they're going to sell them cheaper, and then when they realize people aren't going to buy them, they're going to put a cheaper price, and then they're like, oh, people aren't buying movies now,
they had a promo out like the first few, I don't know, like 1,000 or 100 were like 15 cents, or the first day or first weekend, whatever. It was like 15 cents
Well,
for a movie ticket.
That's one thing I like about the Starbucks app right now is that they're running a lot of promos every single week. Where like, so on the Starbucks app, if you get 150 stars, you get a free drink,
Mm-hmm.
and then what star you get is like multiplied by depending on that day or how much your drink is or something like that. Anyway, they get like 5 stars per dollar spent or something like that. So right now they're just doing a drink where they're doing a promo where like, oh yeah, visit Starbucks just 2 times this week and get 50 stars easily.
Yeah.
Which means that you can easily rack up points for free drinks all over the place now.
Yeah.
Before, just to give you of where they were at before the COVID, if you wanted to get like 25 extra stars, it would say, okay, we'll buy a hot sandwich and then buy 2 mochas this week. Like something oddly specific, or like buy a lunch protein sandwich and then buy a drink during happy hour and then also buy a dessert.
Yeah, what
and
is
then
this,
you get
like
extra stars.
a side quest to like unlock some secret armor? The hell is that?
To get the secret free drink. But now, because of the COVID stuff, they just want people at their stores. So all the promos are just like, oh yeah, just stop by. Buy anything. A minimum of $1 spent. Just buy anything.
Yeah.
At least twice this week.
They're trying to adhere to these rules. They said that they have certain seats marked off so they can adhere to social distancing. You got to wear a mask unless you buy certain... And like they're not going to have the whole meal thing open. So I'm guessing they're only serving like popcorn and drinks or something. And that's the only time you can take your mask off.
Like that's literally the problem right there, though, is you're eating popcorn, you're opening your mouth for drinks. Not only that, but since you're not in sunlight, the virus is going to live longer indoors than outdoors.
Yeah. So
that's part of the reason why the virus doesn't spread. Like that is part of the reason why the virus doesn't spread as much, is because outside the sun kills it like that almost immediately the moment it comes out. That doesn't mean it's safe. Like clearly, if you're in Florida and you're having a beach and a whole bunch of people drinking White Claw all over the place, then the virus is still, it's in the cans, it's people are sharing cans, it's in the cups, stuff's covered by the umbrella. Like there's all these little microscopic things that you just can't quantify at any given moment, because it's just so much for any one person to think about.
Yeah.
But then you go into the movie theater, it's dimmer, it's colder, you're sharing drinks and popcorn with people more likely.
Yeah, and I don't think they're going to be like cleaning everything.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. You're dropping popcorn on the floor. Like, you're touching stuff with your hands. You're touching your nose. Let's say you got a little bit of butter around your lips. You get that little napkin, wipe it on your hands, put it here. Oh, there's no trash can. I guess I'm going to put this napkin on the fucking cup holder and wait for Ramiro to get a ticket. That way, when he gets over here, there's a fucking napkin on his seat.
Yeah. But apparently they're opening back up. I'm not going anytime soon because I usually just go with my friends, and until I can go with my friends again. There's really no point.
Yeah, I don't see myself going to theaters for until maybe next year.
Yeah, whenever.
Thank God Endgame came out before all this stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Which is sad, because I really want to see like Wonder Woman, the Fast and the Furious movies. Like, there's a bunch of movies I do want to see. So.
Scarlett Johansson got so fucked on that Black Widow movie.
Yeah.
Because you can tell that Disney probably projected their sales lower than the other Marvel movies. Because one, she's a woman.
Wow.
Two, it's true though. Because she doesn't have any. I was gonna say too, she doesn't have any superpowers. Which is true. She doesn't have any superpowers.
That was fucking hilarious. I'm dead. That was some funny shit.
Because in the USA, Captain Marvel did a little bit less than they expected it to, but internationally it did great.
Yeah, it did good.
Internationally, people just like fucking people doing crazy shit. In the USA though, if it's a woman, it's like I don't know about that one, Chief.
Ouch. What about
but
Wonder Woman? I thought Wonder Woman did pretty good, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. But then there were also those people that were like, "Oh, she shouldn't be running across the war wearing a skirt."
It's fucking Wonder Woman. It's not realistic.
Who cares, man? If you engage with these people, you're just giving them the attention they need. Well, anyway, it's like those people that it's like those group of people are the exact same people that complained about Battlefield 5 and said, "Oh, well, it's a woman. It's not realistic." Meanwhile, they're reloading guns as fast as possible, having no fucking problem. These guns used to jam all the time. Somehow they're shooting no problem on finding the multiplayer. Not only that, these tanks will sometimes just not also move, but all these tanks are rolling in just fine. You know, if you die, you get respawned. That's so historically accurate.
I mean, you bought the same Battlefield game like 5 times now. It's just
Yeah.
okay.
But you know, respawn. The problem was the woman. It wasn't. The problem was the woman wasn't historically accurate. It wasn't the instant respawn time. Because you know that just happens during wars.
Yeah.
But then you can the Battlefield thing, or just Call of Duty in general. Like also the idea of monetizing a wars is like not good. Like you can get into so many issues about that, and I don't want to. But
Yeah, it's
the
like
point with the
you haven't had enough historically accurate World War II games.
yeah, and then even then, every single one of them just monetizes it even in one way or another. Like, you know, Battlefield 5 had microtransactions
Yeah.
in a World War II game. So like, not only are we gonna romanticize the war a little bit, but we're also gonna put microtransactions in it.
Yeah, I can't wait for Battlefield 6 when the aliens come in and we can turn
Yeah,
it into
exactly.
was it Resistance Fall of Man, but with tanks.
Well, but yeah, like I don't know, like the fast reload times too. Also, like if you ever, like it's just these people that complain about games not being realistic, and then like if you want to complain about games not realistic, complain about reload times because reloading takes a while. It is not as fast as it is in video games.
Not when you have perks, though.
Yeah.
Bro, when I'm running around with dual akimbo shotguns in Call of Duty, you can't tell me that it wasn't accurate when I flip my guns and reload them and then run to the next person.
Yeah, the historically accurate stuff. The funniest post I think I ever saw in regards to that was I think it was on Twitter where a guy was complaining that Call of Duty, Call of Duty 1 wasn't historically accurate enough. But then he did a post like saying that he was excited for the Nazi zombies in Call of Duty. Like it's just like, oh god damn it, like dude.
Well, you're waiting for the ray gun.
Yeah. Don't shoot me with that ray gun, bro. Don't taste me, bro. But yeah, no. But Black Widow's probably gonna make less money because of that. I would assume so. I think Disney's smart enough to know so as well.
Mm-hmm.
But what sucks is that like now with theaters being down, if that movie doesn't release in theaters and people don't go to see it and people don't stream it, it's gonna like they might consider like Black Widow like a dead character.
Dude,
Like this
all else
character doesn't
fails,
sell franchise.
put it on Disney Plus. I would love
Yeah.
to watch it on Disney Plus, and because
No.
Taskmaster's in it, and I love Taskmaster. So
Yeah, Taskmaster's cool.
yeah, he's cool as
His
shit.
outfit looked dope.
Yeah, so that's the whole reason why I mostly want to see it. Taskmaster's in this shit.
Yeah, and like hardcore movie, like hardcore comic book fans are gonna like it. But the thing is that there's way more casual fans than there's hardcore movie fans.
Yeah,
And then people also always like to revel in the negativity.
yeah, that's true.
Just cuss, which
Which leads us into
annoying.
the
But,
next
the new-
comic book movie.
Batman
Mm-hmm.
and Snyder Cut, which I'm actually more excited for the Snyder Cut than I am for the Batman.
Actually, I kind of like the new Batman trailer. Like the Riddler looks pretty interesting.
I see. I had no idea how to do with the Riddler.
Yeah.
I thought the bad guy was gonna be Scarecrow or something.
Yeah, Robert Pattinson doesn't look too bad. I thought at first when I was like, oh, he's gonna be the new Batman, what a douche. And then when it kind of like set in, I'm like, well, he might do a pretty good
Dude.
job.
Like years ago, when I learned that people had a problem with Heath Ledger becoming the Joker because they thought he was like such a joke actor.
That's true.
After I learned about that, like years ago, I think it was like 6 years ago, I was just like, oh, people literally don't just complain about shit before it gets released and don't know what they're complaining about.
But I mean, if you look at his like movie record from before he was in there, he was always like the pretty boy. Like I forgot what '90s movie it was. It was like not She's All That, but like
Yeah, but
some
you gotta
like
get
he was
people
in a
like
bunch
a
of high school movies and like some fake ass Romeo and Juliet. So
but you always gotta give people like a shot. I mean, when they casted Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, there were plenty of people going like, "Well, this dude used to do
Oh
drugs,
yeah,
and he
absolutely.
hasn't been in movies for a while.
Don't get me
I
wrong.
don't know about this one,
Heath Ledger
guys.
definitely
I don't
proved
know
us
what
all
Paramount's
wrong,
doing."
and so did Robert Downey Jr. And I'm glad they did because those roles are iconic. I'm just
Yeah,
saying that's kind of where my head was at with Robert Pattinson. And then when I thought about
yeah.
it, I was like, nah, he might do a good job.
Now, when he was announced, I was just like, "Oh, okay, this could be cool." And then like they showed it, and I was like, "Oh, this is gonna look really, really. This movie is probably gonna be really, really good." Um, I don't know how it's gonna connect to the rest of the universe, but the movie by itself is gonna be really, really good.
Yeah, honestly, I think DC should just give up on the whole universe thing and just focus on making good movies.
Well, did you see the Flash section of that DC Dome?
Yeah, how they're doing like a crossover with the Flash in the movie.
Dude, I think that's what they're just gonna do. I think they're just gonna whatever doesn't work in the DC EU. I think they're just gonna use the Flash to kind of fix it.
Operation Flashpoint.
I'm not even
Part
kidding,
two.
dude.
The
Like,
Flash
let's say
just goes back
Rob-
and fixes everything.
let's
Damn.
say Robert Pattinson doesn't work out as Batman. Yeah, like I can totally see them making a Flashpoint movie. Flashpoint 3, I don't know,
Oh my
save Batman's
God.
daughter, goes back in time, comes back to the future. Boom, Michael Keaton is Batman from the 80s again, except he's an old man. And hopefully now we can get a Batman Beyond movie.
Oh my God. That would be so wild.
I mean, they could just do. I mean, if they embrace how goofy Flash's powers are, they could legitimately do so much dumb shit with it.
They could, but who knows?
Yeah, who knows? I mean, it's not about convincing the directors. I feel like most directors, especially now when it comes to these blockbuster movies, are pretty competent enough to tell a good story, even the bad ones for the most part. It's definitely the studio execs you have to worry about.
Oh
The
yeah.
people that don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
I know Black Adam's probably gonna be sick.
Yeah, that one I'm not that excited about, but I don't know shit about the Shazam. I never saw the movie.
Well, The Rock pretty much is like Black Adam incarnate. He looks just like Black Adam, so he should be Black Adam. And we get to see The Rock be like an antagonist, which is cool.
That would be cool. But the other thing, with the Snyder cut, dude, the Snyder cut is wild because that's one of those things where when they talked about it, people were like, "Shit doesn't exist. That shit doesn't exist."
And he's like, yeah, it
And
does
then, like,
exist.
And then people started straight up just trolling for the sake of it, going like, "Release the Snyder cut, release the Snyder cut." And then what's his name? The director would always just be posting stuff on Vero of all social media places, the one that nobody ended up signing up for.
Yeah, and look, now they
Vero.
got it.
Yeah, but yeah. It's just. I would love to see a documentary of all that stuff when all this stuff is over.
First of all,
Of just
you want to see a
Justice
documentary
League
on
in
a
general.
4-hour cut? That's gonna be a long movie, man.
I don't care, dude. I want to see what they were thinking of releasing Justice League, what they did bringing Josh Whedon into it, what they did doing the reshoots, and then re-releasing the reshotted and re-executed movie again on HBO. Like that,
They should.
That is,
It's double dipping. It's
that is
easy money.
such a Frankenstein of a movie, dude.
It is, but you're double dipping. You're getting free money, so why not do it? The fans ask for it.
Yeah.
Give it to them. They're willing to pay for it.
Dude, that it's to me it's so goddamn interesting because that's like, Endgame was so unprecedented in the industry. You've never had so many franchises come together to within a franchise, but also to create such an elongated universe. And this is very interesting for the same reason. You've never had this shit happen in a movie before.
Yeah.
Where the original studio execs were like, we don't like the way this movie's turned out. Let's get the guy that did the Avengers. That movie made a lot of money. He can make it funny just like those Marvel movies. Then he does the reshoots. And then they're like, oh, we need to get $7 million to remove Henry Cavill's mustache because that doesn't look that good. And then the movie comes out. People are like, well, the mustache is a good indicator of what scenes were reshot and rewritten because, he would not have that mustache. So then they release that movie, and both Josh Whedon and Zack Snyder say, this isn't my version of the movie.
Yep.
And then fast forward like 3 years, and now they're re-releasing the movie with all this unused footage that they had. And I'm just like, that is just doesn't happen. That's like such an industry breaking thing. I wonder if they're ever going to do that again with other movies,
It is, but
or if it's a once.
what else? Yeah, we had the same thing happen with Sonic. They actually went back and redid Sonic. That was
But they did,
that was never happened before.
yeah. But they did not. What they did not do, they did not release shitty Sonic, and then go back. We need to redo Sonic.
That's true.
And then re-release it again.
That's very true. But still, Sonic was the first one too. And so I think nerds are kind of helping the culture a little bit.
I am kind of curious to see how much, if Sonic, if at any help, like if some studio execs saw Sonic and they're like, you know what, maybe it's good to listen to the fans sometimes, and then they hit up Zack Snyder and were like, hey, well, they hit up HBO. Well, HBO hit up Zack Snyder, and then HBO talked to the studio execs, and then studio execs were greenlit it, and then they got back to Zack Snyder.
Oh yeah, because HBO was like, yeah, we can make money off of this, and they probably approached them.
I would love to see a documentary of all this shit, like if it ever comes out.
Yeah, it should, or at least like a director's cut with like all the back talk and.
Well,
all
I mean,
you know,
this is the director's
that's
cut.
true. It is the Snyder cut, but like the Snyder director's cut commentary with the movie. There you go.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You know what I'm saying?
So,
but it's like a 4-hour movie. Like they're releasing it in 4 parts, and it's like an hour each. That's a long ass movie, man.
They did the same thing in they did the same thing with the Hateful Eight, actually, where they released it to Netflix and they released it in 3 or 4 parts, where each part was like an hour long.
Jesus Christ! I remember watching it.
Yeah, they
like
added some extra footage.
Movie.
Yeah, they added some extra footage to it, and yeah, it's you can look up the Hateful Eight. They have like the extended version of it, and I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my to watch.
4 hours?
Yeah, I mean it's.
There's no way in hell I'm watching that. That's too long, bro. I love you, Tarantino, but I'm not watching no 4-hour movie, bro.
Yeah, it's the Hateful Eight is so. Yeah, let's see. I'm looking at the extended version right now. Yeah, it's 4 episodes. Each one is between 50 and 57 minutes long.
Hell no, I'm not watching that shit. Nope.
But I mean, when you're watching as episodic, it comes across more like just a really well high produced show.
Too long. I've already seen the movie. I get the gist of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you already seen the movie, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what's Lovecraft Country?
Oh yeah, I started seeing advertisements for that on Netflix. Not Netflix. YouTube. YouTube was advertising it to me. I'm like, this looks interesting because of course it had H.P. Lovecraft's name, but then it had like a black guy as the main character, which of course, if anyone doesn't know, Lovecraft was pretty fucking racist. Did not like the Jews, any outside forces, you know, Asian people, black people, all that good stuff.
Did not like black people. Really did not like black people.
Yeah, he definitely did not.
Okay, here's the thing. Do you know the name of his cat?
No.
Okay, let's get the live reaction right now. Look up on Google right now the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat.
I don't want to see this, do I?
No. Look it up. All right, so he's looking it up right now. He's typing into his phone, very trepidatiously, like. He quickly did a double take.
I'm not saying that.
Don't say it. But if anyone's curious that's listening to this podcast, look up H.P. Lovecraft's cat. It is the most ridiculous shit ever.
I feel like we should dig up his grave and shoot him again just for that.
Like crimes against humanity.
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, what's funny though is that he created a whole bunch of stories that people like built upon and expanded and just really, really liked.
Oh yeah, he has great stories. Definitely does. Yeah. And he started the whole eldritch horror, cosmic horror type thing, which is great.
Yeah. It's probably one of the better examples of where people say, can you separate the artist from the art? I feel he's been dead for so long, you can do it a lot more easier than somebody like...
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
R. Kelly.
Yeah. We had to do that in one of our college classes for, what was it, Birth of a Nation. We had to watch that racist-ass movie. But it did a lot of good stuff. It's like a movie when it was like about the emancipation and shit, like the war and all that good stuff, the North versus the South, and then They
A
painted some.
1915 American silent epic drama.
Yeah,
The fuck?
it's a really creative movie at the time. It just has a lot of racist
Yeah.
shit in it. So,
Yeah.
it's kind of like you
Yeah.
said,
It's
separating the artist from
the
the
art from the
work.
artist.
Yeah.
It's always easy to do that when the person's been dead for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard to do that when the person is still alive. Like, once again,
Yeah,
Bill
I
Cosby.
feel kind of bad, but without him, we wouldn't have Bloodborne and a lot of great epic stories and such. So,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah.
Lovecraft
Yeah. I
Country,
mean,
I watched the first episode before I started this. I was gonna watch it after.
how's it?
It's pretty good. It's very entertaining. I don't want to spoil too much, but it's definitely there's a little bit of racist shit in it, but that's not like the main focus.
I mean, but is it like racist stuff to like prove a point, or I can't imagine it's racist just for the sake of being racist.
No,
I
it's
feel like it's gonna have to be like it has to be related to the plot in a
yeah,
little bit.
because
or one
it's
way or
set in
another.
that time.
Okay, 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 see, okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, so it's part of the setting,
Yeah.
and
Okay,
then
okay, then that's fine.
there's definitely monsters in it. I don't want to ruin stuff, but you got to
Okay.
figure out. But the first episode definitely reeled me in. So
Oh, if while you're on Netflix, I started watching this the new Transformers show on Netflix, um, which kind of looks like it takes inspiration from the War for Cybertron video games.
oh,
Yeah, it literally just came out like 3 weeks ago, dude.
it's
And so I watched the first episode. It's really, really good. It's only, I think they're only going to release 3 seasons, and each season's going to be six episodes long, and each episode's 30 minutes long.
mm-hmm.
But I think the show's called Transformers War for Cybertron,
It's Hot Rod in
which is
it.
named after. Uh, I haven't seen a character named Hot Rod. He might come in it later
Okay,
because in this one, it's kind of like before Optimus Prime really takes a handle of the Autobots, and when he's kind of still has respect for. That's the cool thing I like. Is so they alluded to this in the Transformers movies that Optimus Prime and Megatron used to be like brothers. They mentioned it in the first movie, remember?
something like that.
Yeah, and then they kind of alluded going back and forth. Granted, the movies were very inconsistent with their lore. They kind of played fast and loose with it, but it kind of does hint back at that. And if you watch Transformers Prime, which was another TV show, which was also really, really good. Optimus Prime was like a librarian robot who received the spark from an actual Prime, and that's how he got so big.
Mm-hmm.
And then Megatron was a gladiator, and eventually that's why he is as strong as he is.
Okay.
In this movie, this new Transformers show, I feel like it takes like the best parts of those Transformers movies and Transformers Prime and kind of puts them together in a really cool way where you still have Megatron respecting Optimus. Megatron is clearly a leader, but Optimus Prime hasn't really fully taken full command of the Autobots yet.
Okay.
And even within the Autobots, it kind of reminds me a little bit of there's a lot of fighting versus how they should tackle the war. Some Autobots want it to be cleaner, some of them want to be like, it's way more adult themed than any Transformers really has happened before. And it's really cool because it feels like it's really respecting the source material, and it's also just really digging into the war aspect of this.
Oh, that
Like,
sounds
this
good.
is a war, and it's treating the Autobots and Decepticons like they're two separate races.
Nice. That sounds interesting.
So like Decepticons, they capture some Autobots, and they're like, well, they're our people. And it so far the way they talk, it makes it seem like the Decepticons and Autobots, like they're individual races within this robot race, like within this robot civilization.
Got you.
Yeah, it like one of the first episodes, one of the themes, like it reminded me a little bit of slavery, because they mentioned that, oh well, they capture Autobots and then the Decepticons use them for slave labor, and I was like, what?
Damn, I have to watch
And I was
this.
like, yeah, no, it's really cool, and it's like, I don't think it had a really high budget, but it seems really well produced, and it's in 4K. Like, it's I highly recommend it, and it looks like it's taking up from it's taking from the OG Autobots with how the Autobots look. Some of the lore and how it was used a little bit in the Transformers movies. The War for Cybertron is kind of the setting from like the video games, where the Autobots are on the planet. This is kind of like the war's been going on for some time. They're still trying to find their leaders, and then a little bit from the Transformers Prime stuff, which to me like an evolution of that animation.
Dude, as long as Marky Mark doesn't show up and his daughter's getting married
No,
to
he's
some
not.
like overage dude,
Oh,
I'm
dude,
good.
but I highly recommend. Like, it's so much better than I thought it was gonna be.
Okay.
Just yeah, I was just like, is this gonna be too much kiddish? Because sometimes Transformer cartoons they appeal a little bit way too much to kids. And no, this is like for everybody. And it's honestly, I wish the movies were like this.
Mm-hmm.
It's great. All right, so Lovecraft Country, good show. I'll probably check it out at some point.
Hell yeah.
And then that's I didn't see when I saw Lovecraft Country. I didn't think it was gonna have to do with H.P. Lovecraft, even though his name's on it. I thought it was more of a this is just a county like this is just like a redneck ass show or something like that.
No, I knew I had to because you wouldn't just use that name and just put it
Yeah,
out
that
there.
is true. It's a very prominent name. You don't just throw it around
Yeah.
here or there. Yeah, and then Netflix also, for all the good shit that Netflix puts out, they also put out some weird fucking shit sometimes.
Oh god, the way they marketed this cutie shit was just. That
Dude,
was
have you
not
seen
it.
how it was marketed in France?
No.
Dude, in France, it's the same movie. It's an award-winning movie over there,
Mm-hmm.
but it's marketed totally differently.
Yeah, because they marketed it as some like pedo shit. So it's like, what the hell is going on, man? Like, I don't want to see a fucking 11-year-old twerk team. That's not
Yeah.
where this is. This is not what we should be doing in 2020, man.
Yeah, if you look at the French version of because that's the original version of the movie, it's going to be releasing. By the way, it's the same movie. It's just a different. It's just the name has changed for localization.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so different. Like it's just different.
Yeah, I don't mean.
Yeah, in French it's called Mignones. And like, look at the here. I'll show you like this looks way more of a coming of age tale than what Netflix is showing. Like this is the same movie. It's just marketed totally differently. Like it's in the Discord group. But yeah, it's a coming of age tale where her parents are a little bit too strict, so she joins a dancing team, and they dance and it has to do with like
Yeah.
girls being sexualized at a young age. Like, but if you look at the French,
The French one doesn't
poster
look
of the
like that.
movie-
It looks like them just growing up and doing stuff together. The other one is like,
Exactly,
what the
which is
fuck
probably
is
what the-
this?
yeah, which is probably what the movie's going to be about. But yeah, when you look at the American version, it's called Cuties.
Yeah.
And then the first thing they hit you with, it's a twerking team. They're 11 years old.
Yeah.
And it shows them all
like,
in their
the
poses.
description
And I
is
was
just like, what the fuck is this, dude? What are you doing?
yeah.
Like, did you reread what
Then
you
you
were
look-
doing when you wrote this
Yeah,
description?
and then so it's just like it's the exact same movie. It's just marketed totally different, and
Yeah.
it's an award-winning movie. It's like this movie is probably going to get good reviews, but it's a good example. And I know we've mentioned it a couple of times of just how marketing can make or break things.
Yes.
But this is a really good example of marketing, like just getting out of hand.
Yeah. Whoever did that at Netflix, you better be happy that you still have a job, because I would have fired your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, like it has an 82% on Rotten Tomato. That's before it hits the USA.
Yeah, I'm sure it is probably a good movie.
Like I just don't know why they would lean into that. It's like,
Yeah, it's just
oh man,
not good. And you can use kids as to like tackle adult themes. Like there's a movie literally called Kids by
Yeah.
Hermione Cringer, whatever his name is, who did that movie Kids.
we were just talking about Transformers. Transformers literally using a kids cartoon to try asking questions about slavery and is this war right or wrong? Like you can totally use kids or kids properties to tell any good story.
Yeah. And like this movie Kid has a lot Kids by Hermione, whatever his name is, last name. It tackles some really adult themes like rape and drugs and stuff.
Ooh.
And it doesn't like paint this stuff in like a lens that's like trying to like big up it or like give props to this kind of culture. It's like, no, this shit is bad, and kids who have no guidance can end up doing this kind of shit. Like it paints it in a very
Mm.
bad light. Like these kids need help, and I'm glad that they did that because it's like hyper real too. It's scary.
Yeah, it's just, man, it is just so. It's weird when you look at actual clips from this movie and actual screenshots, and then you look at how it's getting marketed in the USA, and you're just like, what is going on here? It's such a disconnect.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd be curious to see what the original. I hope they interview the original director. I would like to see what. I think it's a female director
yeah,
too.
it
I
is.
would like to see what she thinks, or what she thinks of how her movie is being marketed to different countries,
Yeah,
because it
I
is.
think she had one interview, but she's probably gonna have to do like another one to when like
When the movie, I think when the movie comes out in the USA,
yeah, she'll have to do one then.
they'll, yeah, because it's just so weird. it's like, it's like, it's almost like, did the person that do that description, did they go through the movie and go into like 2 minute sections throughout the movie, like just fast forwarding it, just skimming it, and then going like, all right, this is what the description's about. They're like, okay, 1 minute they're trying out clothes, adult clothes. They're having fun. Okay, they're growing up. Now they're twerking. Boom. This is it.
Dude, I don't know what that guy was doing, but he just wrote that shit and didn't have a care in the world.
Yeah. Anyway, do you have anything else to add?
No, I think that's kind of everything right now. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you can catch me at iHeartGaming on Twitter, on Twitch, YouTube. Working on a new Mila video. Hopefully that'll be out maybe by the end of the week. I'm not entirely sure. Kind of recorded some stuff, and it's had some technical issues, but hey, stuff's happening.
Yep. Yo, it's Rich Matic. You can catch me on Twitch, / same name, Twitter, / same name, YouTube, just Rich Matic. Hopefully I'm streaming a couple games this week. I definitely want to stream Control next weekend or some kind of one-player game. Maybe Luigi's
Oh, are you
Mansion.
gonna start Control?
Yeah, or like Luigi's Mansion
played
3
it?
or something. Nope, never played
Have you
it.
played Control yet?
Nope.
Oh, dude, I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah, everyone says
I
it's
saw
really
some Let's
good.
Plays of it. I think you're gonna really dig it, especially once it starts getting towards the end. Did you play that game Alan Wake at all?
Yes.
Okay, it's got some references to that game.
Sweet.
Yeah, but I think you're gonna really dig it. I would recommend maybe before you play that, just kind of watch a retrospective on Alan Wake or something.
Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, but all right, cool. I'll catch you later. You have a good day, and I have to really pee right now.
Yeah, alright, YouTube. Thanks for watching the videos. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We love you guys.